We have had a doozy of a day.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to the Horror Basement and Beyond. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny. As always, we got Jim Jam here.
Jim Jam here.
And today we have special guests, Asherz and Pat O from On Wednesdays, We Talk Weird podcast. Hello, Asherz. Hello, it's Pat O. How are y'all doing?
Great. Don't get to do a lot of these things together. So it's very fun when we do.
They're sexist is what it is. All right, Jim Jam is adjusting stuff.
In the middle of the interview.
Well, that's we've never done this before.
What,
Ever.
podcast?
Yeah, never. This is like only the
7th year?
yeah, a few podcasts.
She doesn't work.
Yeah,
I wish we did it when Joe Rogan did.
shoot, I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh, Mark Maron, is he the
Yeah.
first one?
Probably around.
I wouldn't have had no clue of how to do any of that because I just recently in 2020 got a gaming computer and was able to do all this. So, yeah. So, what y'all been doing this lovely weekend?
After you know my
Oh yeah.
this weekend.
Gaming convention.
Lots of fun. Met lots of people. It was a good time.
So, what actors did you get to meet this weekend or today?
I met Tom Savini, Ted Raimi, Tony Todd, Tom Atkins was there. That was kind of a jerk, but it's fine. I get it. He's old. Paul Fennell, lots of several people were there. And actually, as a matter of fact, our the guy who we were stationed up next to at the Paranormal Expo in Marietta, he was there. So that was kind of cool. That was neat. But I only went for the one day, so I didn't get to do everything. But it was fine. The whole cast of Scream was there, but man, those lines were just insane. As much as I wanted to meet Matthew Lillard, it wasn't worth the 3-hour wait to even jump in the line to begin with. So
That's crazy. He was at the convention I went to this weekend too. He's making the fucking run. Yes, the team here. So she is the porn star, but she's also a big D&D gamer. She's married.
Looks like I'm hitting her audio. No?
And Matthew Lillard was the
They're in the green.
Joe Magnier, True Blood, played out.
Yeah.
So we go there.
He was at Horror Hound all weekend, so I don't know.
Well, the wedding was Thursday night, I think. So must have got to there. I mean, we're drinking like somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah, Shanville, Ohio.
Well, that's like 5 hours, like. And then Lake Geneva got his own airport, the thing up for that, so someone could have flown. I guess he could have worked at a true, that's probably that.
So you said Matthew Lillard was at both conventions? Yeah, for sure. So have you got to see the second season yet, Pat?
Second season of
Hell yeah. Because I remember y'all talking about it on the episode.
We had discussed this. Did we discuss that on the podcast? I don't know. Hellier season 1. I remember watching, and then I don't know how I didn't watch season 2, or did I watch season 2?
We did. I promise, season 1 is the better season.
Well, to me, they didn't really continue the story, did they?
No.
Yeah, because the synchronicities and all that, like that was just really cool. Whether or not it was real, I don't know. They claim that it was real. So, I'm a skeptic. So.
I used to when I was in school, especially like a lot of the Michael Moore ones. So when I found out how heavy those are, like how Roger was about him in the GM Motors plant, Flint, Michigan closing. And this shit was like, the timeline was way off. And I'm not shitting on Michael Moore. I'm just saying a lot of those like narrative documentaries, they take a lot of liberties with how they shoot themselves. And they kind of do warp reality just narrative for trying to tell it. So I knowing that we know about reality TV as well, like how much I try to picture those two. So like I think if you go into that it's 100% like happening in real time and there's no massaging going on or anything, you probably do that. But like I'm not gonna call it stage or anything. I just think there's tricks to it.
Within your little monologue that you had, you said shit 3 times. You do those shit for the same sentence.
It's a true story. You don't have to be like.
That's a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit.
Yeah, this is a PG-13 podcast.
Whatever. He's full of shit.
Never ever say the F word because we will have to be rated R from then on.
That's my favorite one. That's gonna be fun.
It'd be a fucking shame.
13 rules where you can show a pair of breasts.
Sure, of course. Jimmy, whip them out, Jimmy.
Well, I don't have no porn mag, so I guess no boobs.
Speaking of Scream, Jim Dan just recently watched it
Last night.
My brother's watching it right now. I showed it to someone Friday, and for the first because I've already watched it, of course, but that was the second time, and it's a good movie. The new, the 2022 or one. What is it? 22?
Yeah, that was the show.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah, I watched it this Friday. Actually, and so the Scream sequel that they didn't like yet. A lot of people didn't like the one before, number 4. People didn't like it. Minded. They tried something different. Good for them for trying different. Fun too. Of course, I'm not a purist on most horror movies. I mean, I'll enjoy a remake, good, but
yeah,
so I'm not too hard to please. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I did. I saw it like a half ago, actually. I want to say this about 4. 4 was the first one that made me realize that we're following the survivor and not the killer, which is really odd for slasher franchises. Writing movies like, there's like the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, Friday the 13th, and there's some overlap with the Nightmare on Elm Street games, and of course you have like Laurie from Halloween, like those come and go, and not really, but the killer's the mainstay of all those franchises.
True.
And with Scream, every movie is basements.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Scream 4 would have been a perfect time to maybe flip the script, kill off Sidney Prescott, and have it be about the killer from now on, next treatment. I would really like to see that. So 4 kind of left the bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, these Campbell movies. What the fuck? Like,
True.
Not that there's anything apparently wrong with Nev Campbell. But this new Scream, I loved, and I thought it reminded me a lot of which I know that's what they were kind of trying to do, is like do it, but keep it loyal to like the fans, and they even they introduce the people to your right people. And I won't go into the whole spoiler thing, but
it's definitely it's definitely very selfless. Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
No. You could cuss. Johnny was being funny.
He knows. That's why. He knows. I said fucking and fuck.
But, I noticed it's very self-aware, but I think they always are, right?
I wouldn't know because
As soon
I've
as-
only seen the first one.
No.
I haven't even watched 2, 3, and 4. Like it just the first one was good, and I just didn't need to watch the rest of them. I don't know.
I was very disappointed about how they handled Randy in the second one. I remember being in the theater and seeing that and I was going, wanting to throw my shoes into the screen. This one, I thought, yeah, as soon as they said, what's your favorite scary movie? She was like, attitude.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's where we're at now. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we're at.
Well, and even at the end of it, it's still like the Babadook better. Like she made that reference at the very end. I wouldn't remember that if I hadn't watched it. Just rewatch, and it was worth rewatching because I went to the theaters. It's the first screen movie I've ever seen in theater, and I was just like, "This is a good movie. This is fun." I mean,
I had my suspected the one killer.
Yeah.
Right from the start, almost. I was like, oh, and then with the feel at the end, that was actually kind of surprising a little bit.
Well, I don't know which one you thought it was, but the one that I thought it was on a TV show or a streaming network show.
That's the point.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's all I need. If you watch that show, you know who it is. But if we're not giving spoilers here, I probably already spoiled this on the podcast that we talked about it, or that I did.
Yeah.
More likely. But if you haven't watched that streaming show on the one streaming network, we're just going to be like real confusing here, so that people are just like, "What show?" That's a really good show. Season 3 comes out in June.
Did you see the cartoon?
Yes.
Half of them are good. Half of them.
Yeah, I agree. 100. Yeah,
The
boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't like the poop one. The Aquafina one, I didn't really care for. It was just like,
I think that was the point.
Yeah.
That to me was like, because what was the one before? I didn't like the one with the bats. I thought that.
Where they were, the baby one at the very first one was like, okay, this is cool because this is like and no one knows what we're talking about because we haven't said it.
We're trying to protect the screen spoiler.
But the baby one with the laser eyes, I thought with no, like they're not talking in it, was like really just like reminiscent of old cartoons. Like I really.
Oh yeah, it was like it reminded me of like a Who Roger Rabbit with like.
Yeah, it was good. You should watch that.
The Rick and Morty one was my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But let's get back to what y'all do. What you all do?
They talk weird
on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah. For 2 years.
For 2 years, they get crunk on Wednesdays.
Crunk.
So y'all do conspiracy theories, paranormal, and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, I started the On Wednesday Regional Career podcast way back when, 2 years ago, when I was new to I'm a reporting investigator outside of the podcast, and I started the podcast. Actually, it was Pat Oswald. He wasn't a co-host at the time, but it's because I was working on a Mothman documentary and had absolutely no social media footprint. So Pat said, "Why don't you just do a podcast? You don't even have to wear clothes or anything when you do it." Really good idea. I've been podcasting naked ever since.
Oh, well, there you go. There's that. We can't.
You can get the Patreon exclusive at no. Yeah, see.
Coming to OnlyFans.
So Pat, how'd you get involved with it? If after she started.
Yeah, so she did it for about 6 months, 5 months or something.
Yeah.
So the co-host stepped away. She wanted me on as a guest, and I came on as a guest. So we had heard of a talking thing, like she said about the documentary that she's working on, and I had offered my services to that because I have a background in film production. So we were talking because of that. We should see podcasting, and she was looking for people to submit their paranormal stories, and I have kind of a past with some paranormal instances and stuff. So I had written her about I had from my own, I'm gonna say productions. I wasn't taken anywhere, but really experienced that. It's like 11, 12 years old. And I had an email. And she was like, mustn't believe me, or just thought that I sounded crazy and bikini. So she was going to come on a show to so she could interview me about it. And I said, yeah. And I told the story really slowly. So she was going back and back for a second time. And I couldn't find exactly what I did. And I think by the second time, it's like, well, it wasn't a one night stand. He came back, he did it again, and now he's still here. And I guess I might as well make him breakfast and hang out for him. But that's one thing, every aspect of my life. I kind of get my foot in the door and weasel my way in and make myself a little home. And it's like a year and a half later, and I'm still here. So.
Jimmy knows how to do that.
What you talking about?
No. Weasel his way in. Yeah. Yeah, it's super annoying. I feel for you, Asherz.
And you know, you had surgery, and I was like, "Oh, he's still here." No, I had one of my co-hosts, and it ended up being lightning in the bottle. Prior wasn't bad. You know, I say it a lot. It was never a bad show. It was always a good show. Which that's coming from me, and that's kind of not fair. I'm biased, but it's different. Flow definitely ended up working a lot better. You know, seemed to really enjoy us together as a pair. So I'm hoping that lives forever and continues to host the show every Wednesday with me forever. It's kind of a blessing and curse.
Yeah, sounds like one. Once Jimmy dies, this is over.
God.
What? I'm not carrying it on. I don't do nothing. I'll just come on here and talk.
He wouldn't have the first clue how to do this.
You can find another nerd.
Yeah, you're right. I can find another nerd. You're not needed.
Post a Craigslist or a bank or something.
Yeah, back page.
What kind of person do you think you'd get with that?
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Jim Jam who?
One time, you'll be surprised the amount of people that'll do shit for free just because they want to be involved with something. It's amazing.
Well, the weird thing is I told Jimmy when he was like, I've got this website. I do it on my phone. I was like, man, you should start a podcast. And then a week later, because I didn't really know him, I was like, I'll do it with you. I mean, I'm not trying to intrude, but I guess he really didn't know that I wasn't going to do anything. Just come on and talk, and he would have to do the editing and figure out all the software.
Well, I don't complain about it.
No. But, yeah, so I weaseled my way in, but then he kept being my friend, and I couldn't get rid of him.
He says he don't like people and don't want friends, but I'm not letting him go. I know where he lives.
Yeah.
I will show up at your house, motherfucker.
Yeah. You will come on here and you will do this fucking podcast.
You go see Johnny over here duct taped to the chair.
Talk. Yeah.
Pull out a stock out of his mouth every time. Say something.
Yeah.
So, like, speaking of aliens and ghosts and paranormal stuff, see, I have never had an experience with ghosts or aliens because I don't think they like me. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you are an asshole.
Yeah, I don't have the right personality to be abducted, be visited. But I've always asked the aliens to come see me, but they won't do it. What's up with that? Y'all got any answers?
What?
No, I mean, I ask them all the time too, and they don't come visit me either. And
The fuck, Pat?
It's like it's not. It wasn't like
Pat gets it and I don't. What the fuck is that?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't say it was not. I mean, no, I don't. You smell far enough, you can see how the ripples kind of affected my life. probably would have never ended up with this or mine.
Yeah.
The whole reason that kind of sparked my interest. I mean, I had interest in stuff anyway, and that fueled it. But no, dude, I'm 41 years old. Like it was a really weird fucking thing that had happened, and so it is when I look back on it, and I think that like you're probably really happy. And it is. I look back at fucking nuts. I mean, I had it to read when I was 12, and I somehow convinced myself that it was real. You know.
Oh.
The thing is, you still have a lot of energy. I mean, you're starting to get muscle energy. Hoping for and that's the sort of way. And sometimes I think that maybe that was, and that I really should have been more courageous, at least what had happened, further down the path than I did. It's kind of like you have that red blue pill moment, and I took the blue pill, and I was like, fuck this, I don't want to do this. Because I was a kid, I didn't know anything. So yeah, you understand what people are saying. Like, if you've lived a life where you've never had any fear in you, but you're attracted to the weird, kind of on the outside, like it's like always wanting to be but never be a hard plan. And
I wouldn't want to be in a band.
being on the outside, I guess, kind of be frustrating, but someone is head shit. It's like,
Well, the only thing crazy that I've ever happened. Did you ever had an ego death?
Oh yeah.
like from drug.
Yeah. And I didn't know what it was.
I haven't. I've never done drugs except marijuana.
I didn't know what it was, and I actually thought I died that night for the
Yeah.
longest time because I never investigated. And I wish I would have investigated that earlier.
Ego death.
Yeah.
Because
Oh no, mine was LSD. It was a lot of it. Had a Fish concert.
What?
Fish concert.
I said, Doctor, great.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, I'll tell you, it was just a white fucking room. I was like, well, I'm dead. This is what it feels like. Oh shit. Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't go into the light, buddy.
Oh, I was in it. It was great.
I'm glad you come
But
back.
yeah, I had to come back. It was like, this is fucked up.
Hey, Asherz, the story that Pat was talking about, was it Alien? Was that your story, Pat?
Yeah.
Is that the one that we discussed on when you first come on?
No.
Oh.
I think so.
Okay.
No, you about it that, so from my point of view, I have some weird experiences. And it seemed like, when I first started out, doing what I do now, it was not all of my life I've had weird experiences. It was only just recently that I was having these weird things that I couldn't really explain with conventional science. And yet, as I've dug deeper into this phenomenon, I'm trying to remove things that I kind of pushing on my head that I didn't just refuse to believe ever happened. Again, for instance, my Mothman sighting. I did not. I didn't see the Mothman in 2015 until the end of last year. I had another incident that I couldn't read for me to talk about this stuff because then I feel like I am automatically under fire by saying that, listen, I've experienced this weird thing because it fits me to see that I've experienced this weird stuff. Because I have a horse in the race. I'm like, a lot of people that come to me and share their stories anonymously, they're never in the public eye or anything. I am. And so, of course, if I do have a weird encounter and I share it to everybody, I feel like that I'm automatically pegged as a liar or a storyteller or not as credible. Which is just, like I said, on the other side of the joke. Because I'm the kind of person that is supposed to have these experiences since, I'm not looking for them.
Yeah.
It's something that was as an investigator.
I've said my experience on the podcast before, and I don't know if I told you, Asherz, on the 1 week interview before, but I got jerked off by a ghost. What? I was asleep though, and I woke up to it. So
he had his first wet dream, and he was a grown ass man.
I've never had one of those.
Yeah,
It's
his first.
when you're in bed.
It's when I fall asleep. Is when
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. He thinks that he got jerked off by a ghost, right?
But it was just one squeeze and it was done. It was the best.
He had a wet dream, and then his first mind to go to is a ghost jerked me off.
Thank you.
But I would also like to that dark off by road.
Why not punch that? So it's not.
It was. I don't know if it was the ghost had a very strong hand though. I could tell that. So I don't know.
Male or female?
I have no clue. I just know it
He
had a
said
hell of a
strong
grip.
hands.
It had a hell of a grip. It was amazing. Let's just say that it was amazing.
Well, see, he had been
It's never happened again. Damn it.
doing paranormal activity, the spoof series. So he probably,
No.
the Semen Demon probably got you.
I'm gonna see Ghostbusters and Dan Aykroyd on Sticks by Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
See, it happens.
What about Jerk Off Cabin? Was that?
Oh, Handjob Cabin.
Yeah,
Have y'all
Handjob
seen that
Cabin.
trailer?
That's pretty funny. Look that up. It's a spoof trailer. Look Handjob Cabin up. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's not super.
It's old. No, it's a spoof
I
trailer.
wish it was.
Didn't you reach out to them and something and ask?
And they never got back. But yeah, Asherz, you should Google that on YouTube.
Oh man, that is hilarious. It's just like, this is funny. I mean,
Yeah, it's almost like Tucker and Dale vibes, kind of the way that it's shot and all that. But yeah, that is funny as shit.
what's your favorite conspiracy theory? Or one of, not favorite, one of.
Huge conspiracy theorist. To be honest with you, this is probably gonna be more past questions. So time to think about it. But I don't think we landed on the moon.
Yeah, I can see how you would think that. Yes.
You don't think that and think that. I mean, it's basically, I think, a very big concept. It is known as the Van Allen belt. We actually have two Van Allen belts around our Earth that stops things from flying through space and hitting our planet. It slows things down from actually making a huge impact. Now, these belts kind of come and go, but they're like a force field. And I genuinely do not believe that it's possible for us to have gotten through them type of shit. And I don't think it's ever happened because of that. I don't think it's possible. When you look into explanations for how we did surpass it, it just really doesn't make any sense. I went to school at some point for astrophysics. This is just something that I like to read about sometimes. And I noticed that a lot of the breakdowns of it, so I try to do just a regular person that's Googling these questions, right? So they've just kind of written up explanations for it that the average person won't understand. But when I read it, it doesn't make any sense, the explanations that they're saying. We did a whole on it. But I guess I didn't really, part any particular explanation. But yeah, I don't think we ever went to the moon.
And to not go back.
Yeah, right. Never go.
To have it more advanced technology and to not go back. And no other country try to go back.
They're in 2023. Now they're pushing it off to 2024. I think because I won all of these billionaires, the moon has been a big deal. Now we probably have figured out the technology to do it. But we're still kind of looking up the kinks, which is why the current moon missions were pushed back a year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to get pushed back a little bit because I don't think we exactly figured out how to keep.
The one thing that people keep saying is, there's a mirror on the moon because they shoot a laser and then it'll come back, and you can measure the distance the moon is. I don't know if y'all have heard this, but there's mirrors on there. But my thing is, like, wouldn't it get dusty? I always thought, well, wouldn't there be a lot of dust on that mirror eventually? But what I think being to the moon.
Radar at all, but it's something that we talk about a lot in the field. Basically saying that the easiest explanation is likely the answer. So I mean, that's one of those things that's a very easy. Yeah, I mean, it probably would at some point. I just don't think we ever went.
Well, and them to be able to film and get that live footage back then to me is
I had
just.
the hand crank camera.
But you know what I mean though? Like they're on the moon and then they're like coming back live, and I'm just like, what? Like they couldn't do. Like they didn't even have a cell phone. But yeah, you're shooting fucking video from the moon and sending it back.
Hey, what is that thing they said that?
But anyways,
was it Neil Armstrong wasn't the first man on the moon? It was the cameraman.
oh yeah, good joke. Yeah.
So, why didn't he get no credit for being on the moon first?
He'd already been there.
It was a stage. It was a studio stage in California where it was shot, right?
So it was, yeah. It was Kubrick, so.
Who was the director of that movie? Yeah, Kubrick.
Well, there was a conspiracy theory guy that said that he was in the military a long time ago and talking about the moon and like missions to Mars, like that they had been brought to Mars before. And there's already bases on there. But I don't know if that, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could remember more details of it because I've watched so much stuff on conspiracy theories that.
Heard that. I mean, like, you know, think about conspiracy theory and think about things in general. Is that you gotta make it make sense. So if one thing is true, then it also lends some truth to other things. So like exactly. Yeah. We're not getting them. Yeah, we've never been to the moon. We can't see Mars. Less likely because it just doesn't have the right. I don't think people can survive. Yeah, I don't know. Not Mars. Just like there, realistically, which is kind of what it is. It's like
or like they tell us.
Well, right. I mean,
yeah, we don't know.
Again, you know, one thing that was mentioned on a podcast I was on recently was the fact that like it blew one of the co-hosts' mind. I had no idea that every single picture that you have ever seen in space is not actually real.
Nope.
It's not.
Nope. And a lot of people don't understand that. Even the pictures you see of Earth from space are not real. They're all edited. You never see, and this is what kills me. Like you can see Jupiter in a telescope. Like during the day, you can zoom in where Jupiter is and see it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's round, and you can see the outline, but you can't get a freaking picture of Earth from space. Like they can't get one real picture.
Why do they feel like they can't move far enough back, right?
Right, we can't move far enough back from it because they can't get past the Van Allen belt. Fucking destroyed.
But then how are they on Mars right now?
Because that's machinery that they put through it, not human beings.
But I mean, like, I just don't understand how they just don't turn around and take a freaking picture.
They got a camera pointing at it as it's shooting away.
But like, that new telescope that's out there, why can't I remember it? That they just put up to like an image of deep space, and it looked pretty awesome. But it's probably completely edited.
Yeah.
Like
it is,
and that's what sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's what sucks. We will never see the real images because a lot of it's just like math, ain't it? Like numbers and math, and they don't really know. They just say, "Oh, well, this gas is this color, this is that color," and then when you see an image of space with all these different colors, it's just made up.
It's guesswork, yeah. We should assume that it looks like we really know.
That's like Coca-Cola trying to make the flavor of space. They failed miserably.
You guys drink that?
Yes, we have.
It's not good with hot sauce.
Yeah. He thought
like I'm like I don't.
Yeah.
Personally, if we were drink this fucking Coke drink tastes something different.
To me, it was like this tastes like Coke, and I don't think I like Coke. Because
like maybe kind of almost you take a regular Coke and a cherry Coke.
No.
Like fill up half your glass with regular and then half with cherry. So you just kind of like I mean that's it. People are like, oh, it tastes like s'mores.
Yeah. Okay. The s'mores thing is from and the video popped up and space smells like this is what a scientist smells burnt. Is what they claim. So to me, it was like I don't know. But to me, that would be like so. Well, let's add a burnt taste to it. You know what I'm saying, like a hint, and then that would be space. So you get s'mores, like a burnt marshmallow.
Okay, so going to the whole thing where how do they know space smells burnt? Because if you take your helmet off in space, don't your head immediately?
Well, you couldn't breathe. You did.
Well, wouldn't it freeze too? Wouldn't it cold?
Oh, yeah.
And it's also guesswork with what chemicals we believe are there and what we know those chemicals smell like here. So
Yeah.
we just again that's what it probably smells great. It does. I mean, shit's on fire and it's all the time. Like explosions and things happening. It's not great. It's not like a great environment to be in. Like but I mean, anyway. That's I guess my top conspiracy. It's why I subscribe to the most.
Pat?
I'm gonna be probably go with JFK. For different reasons. Number one, I think it's the most widely accepted conspiracy theory. It's a pretty big one. He ran us first. I know it's never said, I'm sure like over 50% of Americans surveyed think that there was probably some kind of conspiracy from JFK. It's easy. So, and then you have people wildly accepting that, you know, we were lied to and how this man died. And if people are walking around with that knowledge in their head, it kind of creates such a landscape where we just accept the fact that we had a president that was shot in office and replaced, that they shot him and the reasons why that we were lies, we kind of go about our day. Not that I'm getting ready to be down if I can understand. Just thinking like, it's interesting to me, so that major can be widely accepted, but nothing else. Okay.
Well, and you accept it, and then you know your government's that corrupt. And a lot of people don't think that, but it's so corrupt. They'll do whatever it takes to stay in power. But what do you think? If we're going to talk about that, why JFK got killed, or one of the big reasons?
When I was in high school, I was in the speech team. I was rhetoric class outside. One of the things that the major aspect of this rhetoric class was watching JFK the movie. I watched the movie like 92. Film that was trying to convince the audience of something that was a conspiracy. Exactly what the nature of that conspiracy was, it goes behind the helm. Film never says because they don't understand any of it. But he was just kind of trying to there's must be fire, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of was it the mob that pissed off because he robbed and doing what they were doing? Was it the military industrial complex? Was it the Illuminati because he started this fucking space race? You know what I mean? Or if you watch one story that found out about the aliens that had supposedly made a treaty with Eisenhower and he was going to go public with it. There's a lot of UFO people that think that that's why. And there's sometimes I necessarily think that there is one. I think Oswald was shot. But I think that it's definitely the most important. There's nothing else to disclose. As far as how accepted it is and what it really suggests about us.
Definitely. Yeah. Because I like that conspiracy theory. It's just fun. I like conspiracy theories because they're fun to talk about. I don't necessarily believe them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy how every time, I guess, a disaster or something bad happens, there's always a conspiracy theory with it.
Well, like the Malaysian airplane. Do you guys remember that? He's reading an episode on now how those two airplanes freaking crashed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The general consensus was we don't know what happened. Then we found out that actually what we did, we do like strategy. There's not much of this. It's going to dive into these things. And we'll find out. That is why it's crazy. There was an argument the Malaysian airline thing, the pilot clearly went insane. Right, Ashley? Is that right?
Yeah, they say that he went crazy. He planned to do this for like months before he did it. He did like an air simulator to simulate even crashing the plane, and that's the consensus. That's what we say happened.
So there's no fringe that some just overwhelming amount of evidence that suggests that this is what happened. There's no eyewitnesses, but we pretty much know that. Right? Same thing with just like national sort of like that, right?
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's not. There's something going on. It's way better than the rest of us.
Yeah.
No, but there's certain things that people come to add about the murals in the halls and this weird shit and running specific spots that really don't. It's probably just a fucking over budget, wasteful government project, ran too long, cost too much. That's cheese.
Yeah, I watched that on I can't remember the show where the guy would go and investigate all the.
Jesse Ventura.
No. He's no, definitely not Jesse Ventura. But he went to the guidestones and tried to figure out who built it. But he went to these different places and he would go and he would try to figure out what it was, but there was never answers. And that's what I hate. It just annoys the heck out of me, like ancient aliens and all this. It's like, it's pointless to watch because there's no answers to the show. They give you they just show you what you already know, kind of, and they talk about it. They theorize, but there's no answer. You will never get an answer about how anything's done, how it was built, why it's there. It's just like, well, this could be aliens. Well, yeah, of course, everything can freaking be aliens. I mean, if you want it to be. Like you said earlier, like you could edit it and, you can make it sound like it's aliens.
Well, I love what the pyramids thing, how people are like, isn't it crazy that one nation said the pyramids were here, halfway around the globe, and other nations civilizations built pyramids were there. So it's a pretty fucking basic structure. You pile a bunch of shit at the bottom, it's the greatest smaller shit on top. Like, do you think that one genius had that structure? And that was like, the stuff. Built some monuments and styles.
The only thing about the pyramids are all around the world is how well the blocks were cut, and you know what I'm saying, and being able to move them.
Right.
And that's the only issue. Like, where's the technology now? How did we lose the technology that they had, or you know what I'm saying, the know-how to move stones that massive and to cut them that perfect and lay them down that perfect?
So
this is interesting.
Her explanation was that things took a long time to build. Had people stayed working on it. So it's amazing that people want with it. You have a disposable labor force that you didn't give a shit about.
Oh, yeah, true.
You have them working all day long. You have nothing else to do. It's not like, well, I can watch Netflix for a couple hours and then I'll get working on the campaign. I go to work, it's like the German challenge. And next week I'm working on the campaigns. It's like, this was their existence. It's building.
Yeah, true.
Nothing else to do. And work on them for generations. Down. You can be born in a situation where all you need is work on this. It was a terrible life. Human life was very cheap. Americans didn't invent slavery until like Atlantic slave trade. Like it was very much well. So that's once again. I'm not saying that's exactly what the deal is, but from a skeptic's point of view, that's what archaeologists should tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
What are you looking at there, Jimmy?
look at the screen over there. Yeah, it's always crazy to think about the pyramids, though, and like you were saying, how
Well,
lost.
like they even claim that they had a light bulb back then. You know what I'm saying? Like a source of light. The Baghdad battery. I can't. Oh,
Yeah.
and
Baghdad.
it wasn't the Baghdad battery.
Yeah, no, we found something underground. It used to be like a Baghdad. Now we're going to be like a something.
Yeah.
We actually confirm.
Yeah, and they even even in some of the hieroglyphics or whatever, you got like a light, and it's just interesting. It's like because there was technology lost over time, like just the know how to do things in a better way.
I'm afraid civilization could be a hell of a lot longer. I don't think that is like 8,000 years long. Yeah. You could be around for a very long time. Civilization forced it things up and knew how to do shit, and then was wiped out from natural disaster. And we've got some kind of how to do something come back. We know this happened because of like the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Legion summits. And we know that like flame swings like swept the land and killed off like a third of the population. There was a loss of knowledge. The staffing of the Library of Alexandria, like these things count. We know we see going on. A cryptic history, or some people believe this to be developed. We know there's been a loss of knowledge. Why couldn't something be technological?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like more recently, like with everything that's going on, it'll be the same way where we leave buildings that are massive, like the skyscrapers, like they left pyramids because a massive disaster will happen and civilization will start over, and it'll be like, well, how do they do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, what is just see it and just be like, wow, that's just how do they manage to build this? Like, it's impossible now. What is it, buddy?
Who were the last 4 people on Earth? Our civilization would survive if we all banged the shit on the Asherz. The 4 of us, like that shit would just die. And we would have kids, things were happening, okay, the civilization, humanity was surviving. Yeah, I don't know how to build a fucking iPad. I'm not going to teach my kids how to build an iPad. We once had iPads.
Well, just you got to say the electric grid, like electricity in general, just to keep it going, would be a feat.
Like highly specialized knowledge.
No, that's why we'll never be on the spaceship to Mars when the Earth goes to hell. Because that's the other conspiracy theory, the new one, where all these billionaires are trying to figure out a way to get off Earth. It's not because they're trying to do a space race and to get celebrities in space. It's we got to get this funding to get off Earth because something major is going to happen, and we got to start civilization somewhere else. No.
I guess that's why Bezos has got Amazon, so he can take all them employees with him to have employees on Mars.
Slaves, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, but you'd have to take animals, and it wouldn't be Noah's Ark; it would be Bezos' Ark, and he would be talked about for generations.
Are you starting a new theory now?
No, it's just stupid. Like, I don't.
Jeff Bezos is the savior.
Oh God! Ugh. That sounds.
It's probably about a mile in, filled with this.
Yeah.
When you drive past that shit,
Yeah, they're massive.
Oh my God! It's like a mile. It's a mile away and then it goes back.
Yeah.
How much? Just well, I'm prepared there.
Well,
It just looks like really low. Just trucks. I can see trucks of people.
that was the conspiracy few years back that these empty Walmarts
Right? Yeah.
were actually like going to be detainment centers. Of course, nothing ever came to that.
That's where
Of course,
What if that's the storage facility for Wayfair when they were selling people?
yeah.
That's another one that like some of it ends up being nonsense. It's always on the it's the child's romance. And I think anybody that's got kids, you hear that, your babies go bold.
Man, it's real. They're trafficking people. It's horrible.
Well, I don't doubt that it's as far as how organized, how malicious it's whatnot. I
I don't know about satanic, but
right. But it's just like it's happened. But obviously it happens.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone's got kids who's that, which have a ton of attention to it, and it's interesting when you look at culturally. Maybe sometimes we put too much credibility in that, but our when it's too much, people kind of want to put over that lynch mob mentality. And I think that, like, that's a pretty well established, like, herd reaction, average, like,
I've noticed that's the new charge for anybody that gets caught with doing prostitution. It's not soliciting a prostitute; it's human trafficking.
Wow.
Good.
It's a lot like the snuff film. For a long time, the snuff film was very sought after. It was out there. They knew that it was out there, and yet none had ever surfaced. And so eventually, when they did kind of start coming to light, we should never found an honest
I don't
snuff film.
want to watch one. That'd be horrible.
What that?
So that'd be horrible to watch.
It would be. Are they out?
Yes, they are.
Discovered them? No, not yet. I feel like people have become, because we've talked about it so much, we've typed out so much, that we've become desensitized to the things that do end up being not quite films, because they're not being distributed for profit, but real life gore and things like that. There's on the internet. People kill other people just to gain some type of infamy, and there's a lot of people that are very unaware that that's something that's happened. They just don't think about it because it's not that gold standard stuff. I think that's the same way with child sex trafficking. Trafficking and child sex trafficking are both very, very real. They do happen.
Mhm.
It's not a big government conspiracy, a big government entity that's doing this to drain children of various curriculum or whatever it is that they're doing. It's not sexy anymore. We don't really care about the actual stories that are really happening. We're just we kind of want to hit that next goalpost. Who cares until you hear about Asherz? That's not what they want to hear about. Now nobody cares unless they hear about a satanic cult right into it, which is going to happen because that's not really happening. That's my thing.
It's a huge problem, and I just don't understand. Like me as a person, I already understood that as a thing going on. Like I didn't know, like the Epstein stuff, and I didn't have any proof or fact. It's just something that I always assumed happened. Like in Hollywood and with all the elite people. I don't know why I assumed that. It's just even the entertainment industry with Weinstein and all. It's just like that's like just how it is. I don't know why I thought that, but
because you're absolutely right. I grew up in an upper middle class white neighborhood, and my parents and the parents of a lot of kids I know were cops, right? And we got away with fucking everything. Like we never got arrested. Like if you got caught by the cops drinking in the woods, you'd be like, "My dad's a cop."
I don't think that's where you grew up. I think that's the era you grew up in. Well, it might have been the neighborhood because I was the same way. And I didn't grow up in a middle class family.
Yeah, but what I saw was
Or
that
neighborhood.
you have people. If that happened on this level, then I imagine what like rich people get away with.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah.
then okay, so that and then you think of imagine if you're a fucking millionaire, what you get
Yeah.
away with. It's another tier. Now imagine you're a fucking billionaire. What do you get away with up here? And we were just at Lake Geneva this weekend for GaryCon. I remember going there on vacation like 10 years ago and taking the boat tour around the lake. And there's a lot of like $1 million vacation homes. And like the Sears people have a huge estate. And it's like the number one vacation destination for people from Chicago, right? And like all the the Walgreens people, like they all got these fucking huge lake houses. And I remember thinking like, how many like hookers are buried in the basements of these places? Like, come on. Like, there's gotta be. Like, imagine being a cop in Lake Geneva where like, yeah, you got to deal with drunk iron workers up from the city for the weekend. But then over here, oh, we got to hide another body from the Walgreens kid. You know what I mean? Like he killed another fucking hooker again, and the cops got to look the other way while they drop it in the lake or something, you know?
Yeah.
And I think everybody has that. Like they know that. And that's why they mistrust like super rich people, because they know they could be getting away with literally murder, anything. You know, it doesn't mean they all are, but we know that the potential's there.
Yep.
Yeah, because I grew up. I'm 41 also, so we grew up. You know,
Yeah.
same era. Because I was born in 1980, and just in the 90s alone, I got in trouble with the cops a lot. More than a kid should have gotten in trouble, like my friend group. And we got brought home, you know, more than you should have gotten brought home by cops. But there was no arrest.
Yeah.
Right.
It was this is kid stuff. We're not arresting you. We're not bringing you to jail. But you are going to go to your parents. We're going to knock on the door. We're going to call them. And God, it's so bad. But
Would you have almost rather went to jail?
No.
Okay.
But, hell no. But and we're talking about, you know, people seeing like stuff on the internet. If you've never seen anyone get killed or anything on the internet, never look into it.
No.
Like real life, like torture. I've never looked for it, but I've come across it, and it's horrible.
Yeah,
I'm not enjoying
I saw I don't know who it was, but someone posted a video of I guess they were saying that this needs to be stopped, but it was someone burning a kid with a cigarette. I'm like,
That's
how in the
fucking
fuck
horrible.
is that on Facebook?
What did the kid do?
I don't.
That's what it is.
I mean, like, hold on. I got 2 kids of my own. What did the little prick do? Like,
Stop it.
was his name Evan Newport?
But I was, you know, it's just I don't know if it was real, fake, whatnot, but of course the kid was screaming or whatever. But yeah, there's burning with a cigarette and stuff, and I'm like, hey, what's
But that
that
shit
on?
really happens though.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it does. Yeah.
Like there's
I mean,
piece of shit people out there that fucking burn their kids with cigarettes. I don't know if y'all smoke, but Jesus Christ, I don't even know why people smoke anymore. Like cigarettes to me, just ugh.
Hey, Pat, didn't you reference something about getting your hand burned on a stove eye before?
No, my mom, I mean, whatever. No one's gonna listen to this, but like my mom and like her generation, well, specifically her brothers and sisters. I mean, my grandpa, like her dad, was like a sadistic fuck that would do all kinds of shit, like not like sexual, but like beat the shit out of his kids. But that was the 50s and 60s. That you want to talk about like how things change over the years. That's how you go back far enough, and we're not that far removed from that. And it was like that for centuries. And then it wasn't until like the last 50 years we stopped fucking our kids up. And my mom never really abused me or anything physically. I mean, I was fucking bigger than her, but like, you know, she was a wacko, don't get me wrong. But it's just like, no, I never put my hand was never put on the stove. But that's like the kind of shit that I would hear from like my aunts and uncles and my mom. They're like, Grandpa would do this, or we wouldn't, you know, we came home and drunk, you know, he would fucking whatever, and you know.
Yeah, no, I don't think you was mentioning if you did. I think he was joking that she would have done that if you did.
Oh, well, yeah, if my girlfriend at the time had prank called her when I was talking about the
Yeah,
prank
yeah,
calls.
that's what it was. That's what I was referencing. Yeah,
She would not have found it humorous. She would have done something. She was like a thrower. She would throw silverware at me. Like that's probably it.
Like knives,
I was just like whatever was in the sink.
forks.
Like,
yeah. Pato
she's a ranged attack person.
Go back and listen to their newest episode. Pato got prank called by your future son-in-law, right?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
it's my favorite. I love that story.
Fucking
Daughter's boyfriend
whatever.
prank called him.
Oh,
Whatever.
did you say that your daughter was pregnant?
God.
'Cause that would have been
God.
even better. Like he call you up, Dad.
Dad.
Yeah, Dad. She wanted me. She's pregnant. I'm gonna.
No, it's
You're gonna-
worse than that. He fell for the fucking Joe Mama, and I just can't.
Oh
get him.
my god.
First of all, they're all 10. All right, so like it's not-
Okay. See, I don't know how
like
old your
high
kids
school.
are.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, my
they're
bad.
not that
Never
old.
mind.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
That's even
But,
worse. Oh my god.
No,
Pato, you gonna be on Teen Mom?
I told her, yeah,
That would be preteen, Mom. That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
I told her, don't come home pregnant until we have a house with a basement. Otherwise, you're raising that thing in the crawl space. I'm like, I need a wood paneled basement before you have, you'll take over the man cave. But right now, it's just the crawl space. So it's gonna be you and the baby down there in the mud. I don't know what to tell you.
But
You know,
you got a Joe Mama. I was going to do that to someone at work the other day, but I didn't think he would find it funny. He's an older guy, and he likes to claim that he was. But anyways, anything that you do, he does better. You know, one of them.
oh yeah,
I was just gonna be like, yeah, man, you know Joe, right? And just to fuck with him and just be like, yeah, Joe Mama.
You should do
Just-
it.
Just because it just stories like if you do something like one dude was like, yeah, man, you can almost walk underneath my parents' house. He's like, oh my house is like on like 10 blocks high. And it's just, how the fuck would you?
If yours was on 9, his was on 10.
Yeah.
yeah. I worked with guys like that before.
And it's just like, man,
yeah.
because he come out and then one day he was like, yeah, I was the biggest drug dealer in this town, and not this town, but one town, like meth dealer or something. I was like, man, that's what the motherfucker on this other line told me before that he was in the same fucking town. I was like,
How did they not come
Jesus,
across you?
I don't know. It
You
was
should
the
just
same
be
place.
like, you're both mistaken because clearly it was Joe that was the best dealer.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
always heard Joe was the biggest
Don't you
meth
know
dealer.
Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great if I'd have thought that. But yeah, I was just like, man, these
You
two
should organize
motherfuckers-
a meth off where like there's like 3 judges and they all bring their meth and you see whose meth is the best.
Yeah.
I'll fly in for that. I'll drive down for that. I'll be a judge.
Oh my
It'd be
god.
fun.
It could be a Walter White present.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, they're all old now, or older, and it's like,
Are you sure they're not just look old from the meth use?
no,
Right, exactly. Maybe it's not the years, it's the mileage.
no, trust me, they're older, and it's just like, yeah, dude, you were the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, because everyone that sold drugs back in the day thought that they were the biggest drug dealer.
Yeah.
But
Like, I don't know if
the
y'all
whole
know
fish
that.
thing. That's the whole fish thing. Like, is like,
Oh yeah. Like, you caught this big. It's like they're always sold more drugs than what they thought they did.
That's the one thing that I appreciate. Like, I think is kind of cool about like the Southern mentality. And I don't know, but like in Chicago, like we do appreciate our gangsters and stuff. But I think down south, there's like if you're a drug dealer, like, you're an outlaw. And like you can't have like the lawman without the outlaw, and they're both integral pieces of the same dance. You know what I mean? So the outlaw is almost just as respected as the fucking cop or the hero or whatever. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just that outlaw thing where it's like, yeah, I'm a cowboy. It's just like wear a black hat. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. These motherfuckers just lie. That's all.
Yep.
It's just the same way with, man, I can't get drunk. I drink a case of beer and 3 bottles of liquor. I'm like, okay, dude, you're fucking cool. You hear that shit and it's just like, yeah, whatever.
then I think it was like your liver must hate you.
Well, I mean,
Right.
come on. Like, I hear that shit. You hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I can't get drunk. And it's like, because you haven't tried.
That sucks. If you can't get drunk.
Like, I mean, let's be honest. If you say you can't get drunk, you haven't tried.
I'm a cheap drunk, 1 or 2, and I'm buzzing. So I'm proud of that. I'm not gonna brag about having a drink so much.
Hey man, I love a cheap date. That sounds good to me.
Fuck yeah. Cheaper better. Well, some cases.
What do you mean?
Cheaper's better, but in some cases it's
so
not.
Cheap for you is not good because you're so cheap. It's not good.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that hard.
Oh well, shit. He's not putting out for you, Pat.
That's not a no.
I don't know.
That's not a no.
Oh damn! Hell yeah! So have y'all announced, or y'all don't announce what y'all are going to talk about on the next episode, right?
No, not really. Just because we don't really. I mean, believe it or not, it looks like we have our shit together, but we absolutely do not. And so, yeah, there's that. Yeah,
we've been doing.
I would say that it looks like we have our shit together, but it's obviously we don't.
We've been doing this for 7 years, not knowing what's going on.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
okay. No, we don't. I don't like to announce the upcoming episode. You know, like this upcoming one, we were supposed to have a guest on. The guest canceled. It happens. You know, so I don't want to hype up an episode without knowing for sure that it's been recorded, it's ready to go, and it's in the bag. So
We have this whole mentality where like we think that we're like South Park, and that the best thing that we could do is not plan anything until right before we're going to record it, right before it's set to be released, in case something timely happens in the news, right? Because that's like South Park's whole thing, right? Is that they could do an episode in 11 days. So if there's some shit on the news within 2 weeks, they could have an episode on the air that deals with it, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, we'll just wait till the last minute to do everything, just in case something happens. I don't think that's ever happened in the year and a half that we've done this show, where like something newsworthy happened on Sunday or Monday. And thank God we waited until Tuesday night to record the show so we could work it in for Wednesday. You know what I mean?
I like the news portion. I think that a lot of people do like it.
No, it is, but like nothing's ever been like that timely.
Until the one time that we don't fucking do it, and then something the aliens are going to invade.
That's why we're going to keep doing it. Like
keep
doing our homework the night before it's due. You know what I mean?
I will say this. Sorry, we've actually recorded episodes ahead of time, and then there will be that week that's like, fuck, there is that one thing that I want to talk about this week.
Yep.
But if I wait a week, it's already gone.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
That's how this is. It's 8:00 on a Sunday night. We record tomorrow and we don't have a topic. So that just happened right before we recorded with you guys. So.
We'll figure it out.
We will.
Well,
It'll be a banger.
That's
It's like Johnny asked me at the beginning, it's like, you got the questions, right? And I'm like,
no.
huh? What
questions? Yeah.
Who has questions?
It's like, I'll see stuff through the week, and we have a page like just the links that we'll send over. But it's always, you're still looking for stuff 10 minutes before the podcast starts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're always
usually while I'm setting up and getting everything ready,
I'm over
Johnny's
here
over here Googling.
I'm over here looking like, ooh, talk about this. Because
a lot of it's deal with food.
Yeah, there's a lot of food.
We like to talk about food. If you can't tell already.
There's nothing wrong with that. I understand. That's another thing about it. We're doing a show every week, and we have it. I've only ever missed one Wednesday. And that's it can be tedious sometimes. You just don't know what you got going on that week or what's going to happen. And some days we get an hour before we record, and that episode is not. I'd say we only have a bad episode, not very often. I would never even say any of them are bad, just not as good as they could be. I'd say about 96% of the episodes are fire. But there's that 4%, and we're like, that could have been better. It could have been better, but nobody's ever complained. We've never had an episode completely crash and burn. So,
well, we had a negative review. One of our former co-hosts, I guess he made a Pollock joke, and someone got offended by a Pollock joke.
Yeah.
I think saying the word Pollock is a Pollock joke.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, that person come on. I'm tired. I like this show, and then just make a Pollock joke, the stereotypes. I'm never
Oh my
listening.
God.
It's just like, well, hey, we appreciate you listening, bud.
Jesus, at least you're still white. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're
Right.
pissed off that somebody made a Polak joke. You're not the most marginalized, ridicule fucking
Yeah.
like group out there. Like, other people have it worse, dude. Have some perspective. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like our one negative review is someone pissed about a Pollock joke. That's
Would you remember what it
funny.
was?
No, I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't.
Eddie would. He was just funny. I know that he would come up with a story and make it up at the top of his head, and next thing you know, it was a Pollock joke. No, it's just like, what the fuck?
Oh
yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
But like you were saying, y'all have only missed one Wednesday. Like if we miss anything, luckily we got a pool of episodes to go back on and do like what I call a throwback episode, which like this episode y'all are on is actually number 230. So
Wow.
Yeah, so
Very nice.
It would have been more, but in the beginning there would be times we took like months off, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when we started, it just become, I don't know. We took maybe months or weeks, and then we decided it has to be every week. But I'll be honest with you, I like a week off. It don't phase me anymore after 7 years to take a week off.
Sometimes our first episode was really a short film commentary is all it was.
Yeah,
that was the first episode was a commentary of a Telepo.
Yeah, I had no clue what we were doing.
What's Telepo?
Telepo was a short film about Telepo is an old
would it be a cryptid?
Yeah.
Kind of.
But like what's the word? Why can't I think of the word?
Folklore?
Yeah, folklore about like a creature, and
is it a raccoon-esque?
I don't know, but like some guy shoots the tail off, takes it home, cooks it, and eats it. Well, the creature wants its tail back, and the only way to get its tail back is to dig into his stomach.
Kind of like the leprechaun.
And he keeps saying, Telepo. Yeah, so something like that.
Was that a creepypasta, or was that something that honestly got passed around or something?
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know where I found it either, but I just found it.
I don't know if it's like an Eastern Tennessee thing or if it's like wider range than that. You know what I mean? Because it could have been a creepypasta, but it is interesting.
But our first few, like within 25 or 30, we got a bunch of horror movie actors on, and we ain't been able to get them ever since. They're harder to get nowadays.
Oh, because everyone's got podcasts,
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that we had no right or reason to talk to these people.
Who'd you get?
We had Felissa Rose, Bill Mosley.
We interviewed Sid Haig.
Yeah, Sid Haig. Oh my God, that was. We fell flat on our face on that one. We should have researched better.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's with.
What's that little guy's name? We'll do Polar. He was in 31 as the Hitler. Pancho Moeller.
Yeah, Pancho Moeller.
He was did you ever watch 31?
That was more recent. Like in the beginning, we interviewed a bunch of people. It was.
Did you ever watch 31? Either?
No, I stopped at Salem Witches or whatever that was.
Okay,
long time.
Remember that little guy that played the Hitler in 31?
No, I haven't seen it since it came out.
Oh, okay. Who else was we? We got Amanda Weiss. Amanda Wise.
Yeah,
Weiss. Amanda Wise from Friday, Texas. I'm saying it all wrong.
We interviewed a lot of people
from Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, like Johnny said, we shouldn't have been interviewing them people.
We shouldn't have been interviewing anyone. Like, period.
Well, hey, that's how you learn trial by fire, you know?
Oh, yeah, because I was super nervous. Like, I'd research and, like, have notes. And
Tony Moran, the face of Michael Myers, Michael Berryman,
Michael Berryman's a really nice guy.
That guy will talk for days.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
You can have a podcast with him that goes on forever. Because he's a super nice guy. And then two of the women from Evil Dead. So
Cool.
Wow.
one day we can get hopefully we can get one blank on his name. Oh, Bruce Campbell.
Oh,
Well, we're supposed to have Ted Raimi on any day now.
stop it. Me and Ted are good friends now.
Asherz met him today.
I did. And
He
he
took
instantly
notice of
fell in
her.
love.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
spotted her from across the room and levitated towards her.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm Sam Raimi's brother.
It did. It happened. And it did happen. We came up with the theory today that Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi are actually the same person. It's just, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's the same person. Yes, it's the same person. I'm telling you.
All right,
It's
so
just-
you tell everybody Sam Raimi spent all afternoon staring at your tits.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, that's what you do, Asher. You pull them in with that, and then like, hey, come on my podcast.
I do. Yeah. That's exactly the plan. Yeah. Somehow we'll get Ted on.
It was me to make a video of it.
He wanted to, he asked me, I don't remember how we started talking. Oh yeah. Because I was asking all the people if they believed in aliens when I met them.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? He was like, and he answered and he was like, why do you? And I was like, well, that's what I do for a living. I investigate this stuff. He was like, oh, really? Cool. Do you have like a show or something? And I was like, well, I have a podcast and, making a documentary or whatever. And then he like kind of made some chit chat. He apologized for taking up all my time. And then he was like, well, what's your show called? I want to give it a listen. So I gave him a business card and it's like, oh, sweet. So
Hey,
Oh yeah,
you gotta.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm
that's-
totally fine with that.
That's why I like to get actors. What I would do, I'd go on IMDb Pro and just email the hell out of everybody I could think of.
Worst they can say is no or nothing at all.
Yeah, that's what I always tell Johnny. I was like, I'm gonna ask anybody and everybody because all they can do is say no.
Yep.
Or
What
not
made
answer.
you get it?
What? What'd you say, Pat?
Oh, what made you get the IMDb Pro account?
Just so I could get managers of the actors so I can email them and ask them to come on the podcast.
That's very interesting. Okay.
No, but he's saying, why did you choose to get that?
Someone told me about it. I can't remember who told me to go IMDb Pro because that's where, or maybe I Googled it. Am I answering that right?
Oh
no.
That's your fucking answer.
I think I Googled it how to get contacts for actors and stuff, and I think IMDb Pro comes up. I'm cheap, so let's just say I've got like 13 emails and I got free trials for each one of them.
I've had one of those accounts for probably like 7 years because I make films and stuff, and then I have my credits, and then I like having a headshot up, and I like being able to put posters up for my movies and stuff. And I never fucking occurred to me to use IMDb Pro to get other people's contact information until right now. So there's one. I'm glad I did this show. Like, obviously, like, yeah, thanks for having us. But like, man, if there was one thing that came out of this, it was like that, because I have that and I've never used it for that. So that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, like if there's a movie you're wanting to see, email the distribution company and they might let you review it on your podcast, and you get to see it before anybody else.
That's genius. Yeah, totally.
Like we got to see 3 from Hell 2 nights before it come out because of that.
Well, because we interviewed Poncho Mo.
Yeah, his manager got us a screener that only I was like, I shot my shot and got it.
do you guys know who Glenn Danzig is? You familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, so he did the movie Veronica. He had that movie come out,
Mhm.
and I write for Bloody Disgusting and Daily Grindhouse sometimes. And I went to the premiere screening of that, which was at Cinepocalypse in Chicago like 2 years ago. And I wrote the Veronica review, and I said, "This is the best horror movie I've seen in the theaters this year." Because it came out in like fucking March, right? Like I hadn't seen any other horror movies in the theater. And it not only did it make it in the trailer, but it made it on the back of the DVD box.
Hell yeah.
And Pat O'Sullivan, this is the best horror movie I've seen all year in the theater, some shit like that, right? And I wrote their guy and I was like, "Hey, I'm Pat O'Sullivan. Like, can I do a set visit?" When he was he had just shot a vampire movie with like
Yeah, I
Kevin
remember hearing
Sawa.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, let me do a set visit. And then like COVID hit. They're like, well, no, there's no set visits. And I was like, all right, well, dude, Danzig has been my mentor since like high school. Like I'm a rabid fucking Glenn Danzig fan. I'm like, let me do like a DVD review. Like, let me get a screener. And they're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, fucking, I know it's gonna be shit. Just let me see it, and I'll find someone to publish the review. And I'll give you all the poster tags that you want, man. I will just sing this thing up to no end. And it didn't work. I have no interest in like doing this with like everything, but with Danzig, I'm that rabid of a Danzig fan.
You should ask to get him on the podcast and just interview him.
Oh, I couldn't. I literally could not speak to Glenn Danzig. Even if it was over, I would just like giggle the whole time. I just know like she would have to do it. She would have to do it. And I would just have to sit next to her and like hit her knee and be like, ask him about
God.
ask him about something, like, like feeding her questions. I couldn't talk to that man. No way. It's fucking Danzig, man.
What makes you think I could talk to him? I don't.
Because you don't give a. Do you give a shit about Glenn Danzig?
I mean, I don't think he's like great or anything. I think he's a terrible person.
Why?
He's a bad guy.
No.
Yes.
No, he's like the evil Elvis. He's like the most important fucking frontman of our generation. He's like fucking Danzig.
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. But
yeah, please don't. I want to have a good working relationship with you. Don't.
That's fine.
That's great.
Besmirch his good name.
I'll let you have that.
Oh, that was amazing. I enjoyed that. I could only imagine what y'all before y'all hit record, what that sounds like.
Oh, Pat, do you have a good description of what that might sound like?
I don't even know.
Because I think y'all mentioned it on a podcast, like the stuff we talk about before we hit record.
Well, usually it's actually more so after the show.
Oh yeah,
It is normally. I mean, we'll talk. We'll like shoot the shit a little bit. Like, if there's like stuff we don't want said on the show, but we need said, or like things we're going to be talking about right before the show. Like I'll go somewhere and Pat will be like, "So what are all the sexy details from the events?"
That's exactly it. It's shit talking. It's like it's like kitchen drinking in the kitchen, bullshitting. Like, so what was she wearing at the event? Or like, did like so and so get wasted and do something dumb? Or like, what's the drama? What's the scene drama with like the other paranormal podcasting jagoffs? But,
I'm about to say that could be on Patreon exclusive, like shit talks with Asherz and Pat O.
No, they don't want that out.
I would get. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't been canceled yet. Like,
hey,
some kind of edge
you make the tier really expensive, so and then put in there this is a non-disclosure. You talk about. Well, I guess you can really tell that. But
this guy's a fucking genius. Yes, make them sign an NDA before they get access to top tier content.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. This guy's fucking awesome.
Make it really expensive, and then people will want to know if we talk shit about them, so then they'll subscribe.
And hey, if it's 1 month making $1,000, that's $1,000 right
Hell
there.
yeah!
And then just
start talking shit about more people.
Take that $1,000 and fucking just ride off into the sunset. That's it. That's fuck you money. What are you talking about?
It's it's not as well. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's pretty risque. I can't say what we talk about before the show. That's why we say it on the show all the time. We can't even tell people what we talk about before or after the show because it's
so mind blowing. Secrets of the universe revealed. Seriously.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yep.
Like I said, you make it.
It's the same way here.
$1,000 tier.
There's a lot of stuff that we talk about before the show that could never be said.
Yeah.
Yep. Over there splitting the atom.
Yeah. we figure out how to run a car off water. It's just
Oh man, we're dead now.
The government can't fucking trust
Don't even
them.
joke about that shit.
We had a similar idea except for urine instead of water. So
shit, yeah, I gotta pee, like go piss in the tank.
Right. We got 50 more miles to go.
You just got a hose running inside the car. Just and then you gotta
drink the fucking water, man. Drink this water. We gotta get there.
Yeah, it was an idea of mine. I had to develop it in tandem with Asherz because I still don't understand how girls pee. So I needed to bring in a female scientist.
Yeah.
So I can work out that thing.
I've never thought about it.
I know it's baffling. Like I think there's multiple holes that we just don't know about, or like how that shit works. I know how to cut my hands under it and collect it, but as far as like tapping it directly, you know.
It's like it made me think of the one thing where that women can use to stand up and pee.
The Go Girl.
Is that what it's
I
called?
used to have one for my daughter.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, it just
that's
got
weird.
It's like a funnel that goes over their cooter.
Do they work? I thought about buying one.
Yeah, it seemed to work. My daughter, as she got older, she wouldn't use it though. It's understandable.
I
it'd
mean,
be
I
super
have to pee a
weird.
lot. Like,
Yeah, you can get them on Amazon all day. But yeah, hell, if I was a girl, I'd be all over it. Like, hell, I can hang now.
I was gonna.
What?
I was gonna say, yeah, Jimmy can now piss in it and he can finally aim. It makes it big enough.
oh.
Shots fired.
Well, I mean, you opened up the fucking door. I had to go with it.
And that's exclusive for the Patreon $1,000 tier.
Right.
My micro penis can finally aim with the Go Girl. Anyways, yeah, sorry.
All right. So I guess that's all we got, Johnny. We out.
You're gonna end it on the Go Girl?
Suggesting that your co-host has a micro penis.
Say goodbye to the basement guys again. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Or that is spooks and spells. Take your shirt off. Y'all come back now. You hear?